People hear me, people hear me. Do you know what it means to be loved?
Imagine stepping into a realm where the electric guitar doesn't just play music, it conjures emotions, paints vivid soundscapes, and speaks the unspoken. This is the world Jimi Hendrix created, a world where every strum, every riff, and every solo transcended the known limits of music. This is the story of Jimi Hendrix, a man whose music stretched the fabric of reality, creating ripples that turned into waves, reshaping music's very boundaries. As we delve deeper into the story of Jimi Hendrix, we will explore the ways in which he changed music forever. From his unparalleled guitar techniques and innovative use of studio technology to his impact on musicians across various genres, Hendrix's legacy is a testament to the power of creativity and imagination. The saga of Jimi Hendrix, born James Marshall Hendrix on November 27, 1942, in Seattle, Washington, is a tale of a meteoric rise from obscurity to legendary status within the crucible of 20th century music. Hendrix's early life was steeped in a blend of hardship and musical exploration, setting the stage for what would become a revolutionary career. His journey from a troubled childhood to becoming an iconic figure in music history was driven by an unwavering dedication to his craft, an insatiable curiosity for sound, and a profound talent for guitar playing. Hendrix's affinity for music was evident from a young age, sparked by a deep-rooted connection to the American traditions of blues and R&B. Growing up in a household where money was scarce, Hendrix's initial interactions with music were through the sounds of rock and roll and blues that he heard, which would later form the backbone of his revolutionary music style. His early exposure to the guitar came from finding a ukulele in the trash, which he quickly learned to play by ear, demonstrating his innate musical talent. This was soon followed by his first acoustic guitar, and then an electric guitar, laying the groundwork for his future explorations in sound and technique. Hendrix's formative years were marked by a transient lifestyle, moving between different family members and cities, which exposed him to a variety of musical influences. Despite the instability, his passion for music became the one constant in his life. By his mid-teens, Hendrix had begun playing gigs on the Chitlin Circuit, a collection of venues safe for African American musicians during a time of segregation in the United States. This period was crucial in shaping his musical abilities, exposing him to the harsh realities of life as a touring musician and the rich tapestry of the American music scene. The turning point in Hendrix's musical journey came in the early 1960s when he enlisted in the Army, but soon realized that his true calling lay in music, not the military. After being discharged, Hendrix dove headfirst into the vibrant music scenes of Tennessee and New York, playing as a session musician for various acts. It was during this time that he honed his distinctive playing style, blending elements of blues, R&B, soul, and rock into a unique sound that was all his own. Hendrix's early struggles and relentless pursuit of musical innovation laid the foundation for his later success. His move to England in 1966, under the management of Chas Chandler of the Animals, marked the beginning of Jimi Hendrix's transformation from a talented musician into a global icon. In London, he formed the Jimi Hendrix Experience, setting the stage for a career that would forever change the landscape of rock music. Hendrix's early life and musical beginnings illustrate a journey of perseverance, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of one's passion against all odds, embodying the true spirit of rock and roll. Moving on, let's talk about revolutionary Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques. Jimi Hendrix's approach to guitar playing was nothing short of revolutionary, forging a path that countless musicians would follow but few could truly replicate. His innovative use of the electric guitar set new standards for what could be achieved musically, blending traditional techniques with a pioneering spirit that expanded the sonic possibilities of the instrument. This section delves into the groundbreaking guitar techniques that Hendrix introduced, which continue to inspire and challenge guitarists to this day. In this session, we would discuss 7 Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques. The first Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's use of feedback and distortion. Before Hendrix, feedback was often regarded as an undesirable noise to be avoided. Hendrix, however, embraced feedback as a musical tool, manipulating it to produce an array of sonic effects that added depth and emotion to his music. He combined this with distortion to create a rich, immersive sound that became a hallmark of his style. The second Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's innovative use of effects pedals. Hendrix's mastery of effects pedals contributed significantly to his unique sound. He was one of the first guitarists to use the wah-wah pedal extensively, allowing him to mimic the human voice and inject a dynamic, expressive quality into his playing. Hendrix also utilized the fuzz box to achieve a thick, distorted tone, and the octave divider to add layers to his sound, showcasing his ability to blend technology and artistry. The third Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's advanced chord usage. Hendrix's chord vocabulary went far beyond the basic major and minor chords typical of rock music at the time. He frequently used complex jazz chords and inversions, integrating them seamlessly into rock contexts. This not only enriched the harmonic content of his music, but also provided a lush backdrop for his solos. The fourth Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's guitar solo innovation. Hendrix revolutionized the concept of the guitar solo. Instead of merely showcasing technical proficiency, his solos were emotive expressions that told stories. He explored scales and modes outside of the pentatonic box, incorporating elements of blues, jazz, and even Eastern music, which gave his solos a distinctive, world-spanning quality. The fifth Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's playing style and technique. Hendrix's physical approach to the guitar was as unique as his sound. Being left-handed, he famously played a right-handed Fender Stratocaster flipped upside down and rest-rung for left-hand play. This not only visually set him apart, but also influenced his playing style, from his vibrato technique to the way he bent strings, contributing to his unmistakable sound. The sixth Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's integration of rhythm and lead playing. Unlike many guitarists who distinctly separated rhythm and lead playing, Hendrix often blurred the lines between the two. He could lay down a solid rhythmic foundation while simultaneously interweaving lead licks, a technique that added a dynamic and fluid character to his music. The seventh Jimi Hendrix's guitar techniques we want to talk about is Jimi Hendrix's experimental approach to recording. Hendrix viewed the recording studio as an instrument in its own right. He experimented with placing microphones at different distances and angles, using unconventional recording techniques to capture unique sounds. This innovative approach extended the range of the electric guitar into uncharted territories. Jimi Hendrix's contributions to guitar technique and music production have left an indelible mark on the world of music. His fearless exploration of the guitar's potential, combined with his extraordinary talent and creativity, pushed the boundaries of what was considered possible, inspiring generations of musicians to explore new sonic landscapes. Hendrix's legacy is not just in the notes he played, but in the imaginative spirit he brought to music, encouraging guitarists to see the instrument as a limitless canvas for expression. Still on the exploration of how Jimi Hendrix changed music, let's shift our focus on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation. Jimi Hendrix's impact on music extended well beyond his virtuosic guitar playing. He also revolutionized the way sound could be manipulated in the studio, turning the recording process itself into an instrument of creativity. Hendrix's studio innovations showcased his relentless pursuit of new sounds and textures, fundamentally changing how music could be produced and experienced. This exploration of sound and studio innovation under Hendrix's genius can be divided into 6 key areas. First on our list on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation is his Electric Lady Studios. One of Hendrix's most enduring legacies is Electric Lady Studios in New York City, which he designed and built to his specifications. This studio became a playground for his creativity, allowing him to experiment with new recording techniques and sound effects without the constraints of traditional studio time limits. Electric Lady Studios was equipped with state-of-the-art technology for its time, providing Hendrix with the tools to push the boundaries of music production. Second on our list on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation is his multi-track recording. Hendrix was among the early adopters of multi-track recording techniques, which allowed for greater flexibility in the recording process. By recording different instruments and vocals on separate tracks, he could experiment with layering sounds, adjusting levels, and creating a more complex and textured auditory experience. This approach enabled him to construct his music piece by piece, adding depth and nuance that were unprecedented at the time. Third on our list on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation is his use of effects. Hendrix's innovative use of studio effects was instrumental in crafting his signature sound. he experimented with echo, reverb, and backward recording techniques to create psychedelic soundscapes that mirrored the expansive, exploratory nature of his music. The use of these effects was not just technical but deeply musical, enhancing the emotional impact and atmospheric quality of his recordings. Fourth on our list on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation is his pioneering stereo sound. Hendrix and his engineering team, including Eddie Kramer, were pioneers in the use of stereo sound to create a more immersive listening experience. By carefully panning different instruments and vocals across the stereo field, they could simulate a three-dimensional sound environment, making listeners feel as if they were in the midst of the music. This approach was revolutionary and influenced how music was mixed and produced in the years to come. Fifth on our list on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation is his creative microphone techniques. Hendrix's search for new sounds led to innovative microphone placement and recording techniques. For example, he experimented with placing microphones at various distances from his guitar amplifier to capture a broader range of tones and achieve a more dynamic sound. Such techniques contributed to the distinctive sonic character of his recordings, allowing for a richer and more varied audio palette. Sixth on our list on Jimi Hendrix's sound and studio innovation is his integrating studio as part of the composition. Perhaps most importantly, Hendrix viewed the studio itself as an integral part of the composition process. Rather than merely recording live performances, he saw the potential for the studio to contribute creatively to the music, using it to manipulate and shape the sound in ways that were not possible live. This perspective opened up new possibilities for music production, influencing countless artists and producers in the decades that followed. Jimi Hendrix's contributions to sound and studio innovation represent a critical chapter in the history of modern music. Through his pioneering use of technology and creative approach to music production, Hendrix expanded the horizons of what could be achieved in the recording studio. His legacy in this area is a testament to his vision and ingenuity, continuing to inspire musicians and producers to explore the limitless possibilities of sound. Still on the exploration of how Jimi Hendrix changed music, let's shift our focus on Jimi Hendrix's influence on musicians and genres. Jimi Hendrix's influence on musicians and genres is as vast and colorful as the soundscapes he created with his guitar. Through his innovative guitar techniques, expressive use of sound effects, and pioneering studio innovations, Hendrix has left an indelible mark on a wide array of musical styles, from rock and blues to jazz, funk, and beyond. His impact extends beyond specific techniques. Hendrix's approach to music, characterized by a fearless embrace of experimentation and a deep emotional connection to his instrument, has inspired countless artists across generations and genres. Let's examine 7 genres Jimi Hendrix had strong impact on. First on our list is rock and psychedelic music. Hendrix is often credited with defining the sound of psychedelic rock. His use of feedback, distortion, and wah-wah effects created a new vocabulary for electric guitarists, pushing the instrument to the forefront of the genre. Bands and artists from Led Zeppelin to Pink Floyd have acknowledged Hendrix's influence in their use of guitar-driven soundscapes that explore new sonic territories. Second on our list is blues. While Hendrix is most often associated with rock, his roots were deeply embedded in the blues. His emotional depth and technical mastery of the blues scale revitalized the genre, influencing a new generation of blues musicians such as Stevie Ray Vaughan and Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Hendrix's interpretations of blues standards and his original compositions continue to be a touchstone for blues guitarists. Third on our list is jazz and fusion. Hendrix's exploratory nature and complex chordal work also resonated with jazz musicians. His willingness to blur the lines between genres and incorporate elements of improvisation and modal exploration had a significant impact on jazz fusion artists like Miles Davis and John McLaughlin. Hendrix's influence in jazz can be seen in the genre's openness to electric instruments and experimental sounds in the years following his career. Fourth on our list is funk and soul. The rhythm-driven aspects of Hendrix's playing, along with his use of effects, laid groundwork that would be picked up by funk and soul musicians. Artists like George Clinton and Prince have cited Hendrix as an influence in their incorporation of guitar into funk's rhythmic and melodic frameworks. Hendrix's impact on these genres highlights his versatility and the universal appeal of his music. Fifth on our list is heavy metal. Hendrix's aggressive tone, use of distortion, and groundbreaking guitar solos can be traced through the evolution of heavy metal. Bands like Black Sabbath and Van Halen drew inspiration from Hendrix's intensity and his pioneering spirit, adopting his techniques to craft the heavy, driving sounds that would define metal. Sixth on our list is contemporary artists and beyond. Beyond these genres, Hendrix's influence permeates the music of contemporary artists across the musical spectrum. From the Red Hot Chili Peppers funk rock to the experimental sounds of Radiohead, and even into the realms of hip-hop and electronic music, Hendrix's legacy of innovation continues to inspire. Hendrix's ability to transcend musical boundaries, coupled with his profound emotional expression and technical innovation, has ensured his place in the pantheon of musical greats. His legacy is not just in the notes he played, but in his approach to music as a boundless, expressive force. Hendrix showed that with enough creativity and passion, the possibilities of music are limitless, inspiring generations of musicians to pick up their instruments and explore the unknown. Moving on, let's shift our exploration to the cultural impact of Jimi Hendrix in the music industry. Jimi Hendrix's influence extends far beyond the realm of music. He also made a significant cultural impact that resonated across the globe. Hendrix's emergence in the 1960s, a time of profound social and cultural change, positioned him not just as a musical icon, but also as a symbol of the era's broader movements for peace, love, and resistance against conventional norms. In this section, we'll explore Hendrix's cultural impact, focusing on how his image, persona, and actions contributed to the shaping of the 1960s counterculture, his role in challenging racial barriers in music, and his enduring legacy as a figure of artistic freedom and innovation. The first cultural impact we have on our list is his counterculture icon style. Jimi Hendrix became an emblem of the 1960s counterculture, embodying the spirit of rebellion and the desire for change that defined the era. His music, with its groundbreaking sound and themes of freedom and experimentation, captured the imagination of a generation seeking to break free from the constraints of mainstream society. Hendrix's performances at iconic events like the Monterey Pop Festival and Woodstock further cemented his status as a cultural icon, with his rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock becoming a poignant symbol of protest against the Vietnam War. The second cultural impact we have on our list is his challenging racial boundaries. As an African-American artist who gained fame in genres dominated by white musicians, Hendrix played a pivotal role in challenging racial barriers in the music industry and society at large. His success helped to open doors for future artists of color and demonstrated the universality of music as a form of expression. Hendrix's ability to draw audiences of all backgrounds contributed to a greater appreciation of diversity in music and culture. The third cultural impact we have on our list is his fashion and personal style. Hendrix's influence was not limited to music. His distinctive fashion sense and personal style also left a mark on the cultural landscape. With his flamboyant outfits, accessories, and Afro hairstyle, Hendrix became a fashion icon, inspiring trends that emphasized individuality and self-expression. His style continues to influence fashion designers and pop culture figures, underscoring his lasting impact on the visual aesthetics of music and fashion. The fourth cultural impact we have on our list is his legacy of artistic freedom. Perhaps Hendrix's most enduring cultural contribution is the legacy of artistic freedom and innovation he left behind. Through his fearless exploration of sound and his refusal to be confined by genre boundaries, Hendrix inspired musicians and artists to pursue their creative visions without limitation. This ethos of artistic experimentation and expression remains a guiding principle for many in the creative arts, ensuring Hendrix's lasting influence on cultural and artistic practices. Jimi Hendrix's cultural impact is a testament to his significance as a figure who transcended music to influence social movements, fashion, and the broader artistic community. His legacy continues to inspire discussions on creativity, identity, and the power of music as a force for change and unity. Thank you for watching this exploration of Jimi Hendrix's remarkable legacy. We've delved into the depths of his influence on the musical landscape, examining how his revolutionary guitar techniques, innovative sound production, and cultural impact continue to resonate with artists and fans alike. Hendrix's story is a testament to the power of creativity, innovation, and the enduring spirit of exploration. Now, we invite you to engage further. Inspired by Hendrix's journey, why not explore your own creative potential? Whether it's through music, art, or any form of expression, remember that innovation knows no bounds. Share with us how Hendrix has influenced your creative path, or what aspects of his legacy you find most compelling. Drop a comment below, share your thoughts and creations, and become part of our vibrant community celebrating the transformative power of music. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content that dives deep into the stories of music legends.